Good morning, everyone. Praised be Jesus and Mary. I am Zarina Bipamugas, and I will be reporting to you the new demands in the workplace. Now, I believe everyone has their own demand in terms of your preferred working environment, because in recent years, the notion of workplace and work has changed because of the new generation of employees, which are the millennials. The population of millennials has increased in workplaces, and they have brought some remarkable changes with them. A remote workplace phenomenon, technological adaptations, and workplace flexibility are some of the many changes they introduced. Now, more employers are getting to realize the benefits of hiring this new generation of employees. However, it's also essential for us to understand that this new generation of employees doesn't operate in the old system. They have some demands at the workplace, and it's essential that every employer meets such requirements if they want to enjoy the millennials' productivity fully. Now, from a millennial perspective, here is what the new generation demands to have at the workplace. Now, these are the following demands. First is a beautiful and modern places. Second will be the modern technology. Then third is an attractive salary and benefits. The fourth will be a social workplace. Fifth one will be a flexible work pattern. Now for the sixth one will be a regular feedback, and the seventh will be the support, and eighth is an appreciation, and for the last demand will be transparency. I believe these things I've mentioned are the most common for a certain or mostly for a millennial employee. Now let's tackle each demands as to why it is merely necessary for an employer to meet such demand. So for a beautiful and modern workplace, gone are the days when employees were willing to work in a small and undecorated offices. Nowadays, situations have changed and employees show more concern for the looks of their working environment. So for you as an employer, you need to provide a modern and well-furnished workplace if you want to attract these environmentally responsive folks. Now, there are various ways to create a perfect workplace for your employees, since millennial employees cannot cope with the old office environment where isolation is encouraged in the form of cubicles and corner offices. So, to design the perfect millennial friendly workplace, you need to first design offices with an open spaces for different teams where collaboration encourages innovation and employees can feel like they are part of something. The second will be to allow employees to interact with company leaders, as this will allow millennial employees to have access to frequent feedback and exchange of ideas. Then the third will be to encourage the vanishing office trend, whereby millennial employees can do their work in familiar and comfortable environments like communal workspaces or home offices. So companies can support the new and innovative vanishing office trend by making arrangements to outfit homes or satellite offices for remote workers. Then the last one will be to design offices to encourage natural lighting so that millennial employees would not have to feel cut off from the outside world. The second demand would be a modern technology. Millennials know the importance of technology, and they utilize it to the maximum in every aspect of their life. The workplace is, in fact, one of the areas where they often need more of modern technology. They require a new generation of computers together with smart software. Millennials want more automation devices and wireless devices around the workplace. And one of the ways through which you can attract and retain them is by ensuring that you provide them with the kind of technology they want. Now, if you want to engage and retain your millennial employees, you need to embrace new technology. Incorporating social and digital technologies in the company is a must for a millennial employee, especially since millennials are all about communal workspaces, telecommunicating to work, and remote working. Because employers who can recognize the advantages of technology and embrace emerging social and networking technologies will surely thrive. Beyond using social technologies and sites like Facebook or internet for internal communication, employers should also be open to incorporating future technology, maybe like robotics, artificial intelligence, and virtual reality into the workplace, where nowadays is a very possible idea. However, while embracing modern technologies, employers should also take note of the distractions of advanced technology. Now, these distractions are part of what is making companies that employ millennials to consider implementing and creating employee apps that are specific to the workplace of the company. Moving on will be the attractive salary and benefits. Millennials want attractive salaries, but don't get it twisted by thinking they work solely for the money. It's actually about having something nice as a reward for the excellent job they do. Millennials don't just want to enjoy pay raises and attractive salaries. They also want to feel like they are growing, not only professionally, but also personally. Millennials also need assurance that they are productive, which is why employers should set up a sound reward system to reward and acknowledge their growth. Also, you should give your millennial employees fringe benefits and other types of employee benefits to appreciate them. All this will attract them and make you enjoy the best of their loyalty. I guarantee you that. Now, to retain millennial employees, employers also need to think of ways to promote their career and professional growth. Many millennials are attracted to companies that have a framework in place to help employees grow. Now, employers can develop leadership, management, and skills training programs via on-site or virtual training programs, especially during this time of pandemic, which is a very useful ways now to conduct trainings through virtual reality. Millennials also care about family benefits or medical benefits. Therefore, companies hoping to employ and retain millennials should put in place comprehensive benefit plans for pregnancy, maternity, parenting, healthcare, and etc. A company can also stand out from other companies by providing non-traditional benefits that millennials appreciate, such as in-house gyms, quiet rooms for napping, tech labs with cutting-edge software and hardware technology, barbing and hair care salons, libraries and cafeterias with organic and vegetarian food options. And also, employers could provide investment opportunities and pension plans, which is part of what millennials look for, because millennials usually have personal plans for marriage and raising a family, and they need financial security to implement these plans. Now, while millennials are interested in a wide range of benefits, they also care about company culture. Therefore, employers should also set up a healthy and millennial friendly corporate culture to retain their millennial employees. The fourth demand would be a social workplace. This new generation of workers craves for a more significant social workplace. Nowadays, work goes beyond just sitting at your desk all through the working hours. It goes beyond having a cup of tea or coffee at your desk during breaks because employees value interaction with coworkers, especially millennials, because they always want a social environment where they can interact with everyone around, including their employer. Now, for you as an employer, you should apply some tips to create a social workplace for you to get and retain more millennials. The fifth demand will be a flexible work pattern. The millennial workforce wants some level of flexibility in work pattern. The introduction of modern technology has automatically made some modes of working obsolete, and it won't be proper to lay down rules that still mandate this new generation to work using old methods. Give them the chance to do certain things using their own methods. Virtually all the old modes of working now have better ways. Employers should also realize this and avoid being too rigid on how employees should work. More millennials will readily work for you if you make your work pattern flexible. The traditional workplace practice of working from 9 to 5 may not really work for millennials because millennials consider this traditional work pattern or this practice as an expired and regimented approach that constricts and reduces their productivity. And since millennials are the next workforce generation, employers need to start incorporating flexible work patterns and options to their workplace to attract and retain millennials. So, to engage your millennials with flexible work options, there are six flexibility work options available. The first one is telecommuting. The second will be part time work, where millennials are allowed to work a number of hours rather than the full hours that other traditional employees have to work. The third one will be flexible schedules. Millennials can work full or part time as long as they meet a number of hours weekly or monthly and they meet their deadlines. The fourth will be an alternative work schedule for millennials with other responsibilities or even a side hustle, because this kind of work schedules allows them to work outside the traditional 9 to 5 working hours as long as they reach a certain level of productivity. For the fifth one will be a freelance work. Here, millennials are allowed to take on contracted projects in the company, even though they are not permanent employees at the office. And the sixth flexible work pattern is remote work, where they are allowed to work from different places other than the office. This way, millennials like digital nomads can travel around the world and complete their tasks and work based on deadlines. Now, for the sixth demand is a regular feedback. Regular feedback is also one of the things millennials demand. They wish to know how they are performing because, based on this, they want to know your level of satisfaction with how they work. They crave for your feedback, although they may not tell you directly, but they do, because your comment is what they use for adjusting how they operate. Because when you fail to comment for a long time, the millennials think that you don't like how they work. Let them know how they are doing by giving them sincere comments from time to time, because that will allow them or make themselves feel more comfortable around you or around the work that they do. So for the seventh demand, which is support, where millennials want to have their back and give them genuine support, because this is a key determinant of whether they will stay working for you or go elsewhere. We can attribute this peculiarity to their upbringing, right from their childhood all through the stage of writing custom essays in college. They have always enjoyed support from people around them, or maybe all of us. We all needed support, right? Now that they are working, they still crave for more of that support. As an employer, you have to give them your support, as it will help in retaining them and attracting other millennials out there. Because they have been known to leave a company because they want to try a different career path, learn advanced skills, or exercise their unused talents in a new field. Now, a great way to retain this generation is to provide opportunities for them to switch departments, where they can be allowed to temporarily work with other departments on a rotational basis to allow employees to explore new fields. Now, this rotation approach helps to reduce the turnover rates in some professions like technical professions. Now, for the eighth demand would be an appreciation. Because honestly, who doesn't want to be appreciated? Who doesn't want to be recognized when they accomplish something? A simple thank you will do, no? So for the millennials, they want to be praised, especially when they deserve it. Their high productivity should never go unappreciated. And there are some ways of showing appreciation to your employees. You appreciate them when you say thank you. Also, you can buy them gifts occasionally as a sign of an appreciation or a gesture of an appreciation. And sometimes you have to acknowledge them in meetings and let the other employees recognize their contributions, because recognizing their achievements publicly can also encourage a little friendly competition in the company. And it will also allow millennials to realize that you sincerely appreciate them. And your appreciation will not only help to retain millennials, but also make them put in more efforts for their work. Now, apart from praising your millennial employees, a great way to show appreciation for good productivity is to develop a reward system for your employees. Your rewards can be in form of cash, gifts, or experiences. Maybe you can reward millennials with office perks, better parking spots, free lunch, holidays on the company, festival, or even tickets, cruise, a spa day, conference opportunities, or maybe paid Uber or Lyft rides, or maybe technology accessories like smartwatch or headphones and etc. Now, there is another way to show appreciation to millennials, which is maybe by remembering their birthdays and other special occasions in their lives, because employers who can remember special events in the life of their employees endear themselves to their employees. A little gift of little cost as a birthday gift can go a long way to help you create employee loyalty and increase your employee retention rate. The last demand is transparency. A lot of people know millennials to be very transparent. Now, being a transparent kind of people or person, they often want people to be equally transparent with them. Now, you as an employer who wants their services, you must be totally transparent with them. Never attempt to play upon their intelligence or lie to them. Remember that even if you lie to them to employ them, you won't be able to keep retaining them with lies, but as plain as possible and give a chance for them to trust you. And my conclusion for this report is that millennials do not believe that productivity should be measured by the number of hours worked at the office, but by the output of the work performed. They view work as a thing and not a place. That's all. Thank you and God bless us all.